So welcome everybody, and today we are going to study history chapter 2 from trade to territory, that is from NCERT class 8 history book. So let's start. So we are going to study about the timeline of this chapter. So the topics to be covered in this chapter are Vasco da Gama discovered India, East India Company got the charter to trade in the eastern part of the hemisphere, East India Company sets up its factories, Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal, Battle of Seringapalam, First, Second and Third Anglo Maratha War, Doctrine of Lapse, Sepay Revolution. So let's start. Vasco da Gama discovered India. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese traveler, discovered India in 1498. The Portuguese had set up their base in Goa. Vasco da Gama was the first man to discover India. So, by the time when British arrived, the Portuguese had set up their base in Goa. East India Company got the charter to trade in the eastern part of the hemisphere. So, East India Company was the company which came to trade in India, and we know them as British too because they only started the British rule as they started to conquer, as the chapter states, from trade to territory. In 1600, the East India Company acquired a charter from the ruler of England, Queen Elizabeth I, granting the sole right to trade with the Eastern Hemisphere. This meant that no other trading group in England could compete with East India Company. So, this charter made the East India Company the topmost trading company of England but not of Europe, because other European trading groups such as Dutch, French, and Portuguese had already discovered India and had started trading in the Eastern Hemisphere. East India Company sets up its factories. The first English company was set up on the banks of river Hooghly at Calcutta or Kolkata in 1651. This was the base of the company. Officials or traders called factors operated. The factory had a warehouse where goods of export were stored, and it had offices where the officials sat. So, Kolkata was the main base of the East India Company, and this was the place where the first English company was set up on a river called Hooghly, that is a tributary of Ganga. A company was set up in 1651. The Battle of Plassey was fought between Robert Clive, a British leader, and Sirajudullah, the Nawab of Bengal, in 1757 at Plassey. This war was fought as Sirajudullah ordered the British to stop fortification and to pay taxes, but the British denied, and Sirajudullah attacked the British factory at Qasim Bazar. After that, Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajudullah. The British won and Sirajudullah died in the battle. The main reason for his defeat was that the army led by his closest friend and courtier Mir Zafar never fought the battle. Means that Mir Zafar was one of his courtier and friend, but Mir Zafar supported the British as the British would have bribed him. So he didn't fought the battle. Fight. Battle of Buxar. The Battle of Buxar was fought between Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, and the British at Buxar in 1764. So, this was one of these Nawab of Bengal who ruled during the time of 1760s, I guess, who was defeated by the British at Buxar in 1764. This war was fought because Mir Qasim complained against the British. The British won this war, and Mir Zafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. East India Company became the Diwan of Bengal. The East India Company was appointed as the Diwan of Bengal in 1765 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. The emperor was Shah Alam II. Now the company did trade tax free and also imported the goods in India without paying any tax. Means the East India Company got the Diwan, so they were free and they had the financial source of Bengal. So this led to a huge loss in the revenue collected by the Mughals. Shah Alam II was a Mughal emperor, as it is mentioned above. So, Battle of Seringapalam. The Battle of Seringapalam was fought between Tipu Sultan, the ruler of Mysore, and the British at the capital of Mysore, Seringapalam, in 1799. Tipu Sultan stopped the export of sandalwood, pepper, and cardamom from the Malabar port. Means Tipu Sultan was a far-sighted ruler, and he knew that if he would allow the trade, then East India Company would start to rule the whole country, and his father Hyder Ali was also a powerful ruler. So Tipu Sultan was also a powerful ruler, so the British wanted to crush him, and they fought a war against Tipu Sultan. They fought 4 wars, and at the last war, Tipu Sultan died. He also disallowed the traders and merchants of his kingdom to trade with the East India Company. So this tells us that Tipu Sultan thought of future. Tipu Sultan was killed in the War of Mysore, and Mysore was placed under the former ruling dynasty of the Vodiyars, and a subsidiary alliance was imposed on the state. So subsidiary alliance meant that the state of Mysore was indirectly under the control of British, as subsidiary alliance means that the Mysore state cannot have its own army, and the British will provide security to the state of Mysore, and in return the state of Mysore, in fact the ruler, will have to pay a fixed amount to the British governors. First, Second, and Third Anglo-Maratha War. The First Anglo-Maratha War ended in 1782 with no clear victory. The Second Anglo-Maratha War was fought in 1803 to 1805, resulting in the British gaining Orissa and the territories of north of the Yamuna, including Delhi and Agra. The Third Anglo-Maratha War of 1817 to 1819 crushed the Maratha power. Means this was the last battle. Peshwa was removed and was sent away to Bithur near Kanpur in a prison. Bithur is a place near Kanpur. The British got the control over the south territories of Vindhyas. Vindhyas is a range of mountains in the central India. Doctrine of Lapse. The Doctrine of Lapse was put in action under Lord Dalhousie, who was the Governor General from 1848 to 1856. This policy mentions that if the ruler doesn't has a son, then the ruler will have to give his kingdom to the East India Company. Means that if a ruler doesn't have son, means if the ruler has a daughter or has no child, then his state will be, or his kingdom will be given to the East India Company. Many of the states not provided support to the British in this policy, because this was accepted that another any adopted child or any other slave, like the minister or anyone else, can be made the king of the kingdom if the king doesn't has any son. So many of the people did not like this policy, including Jhansi, the queen of Jhansi, Sepay Revolution. This was the revolution which took place in 1857, when the soldiers got to know that the British are forcing them to unfollow their religions. But how? Then soldiers protested in a huge amount. This protest is known as Sepay Revolution. Now, why this Sepay Revolution took place? So there were many policies which were followed by British, such as greased bullets, then transport by sea, etc., which were said that these are not good for a religious person. So that's why this protest took place. So this was a huge revolution, and this is also known as the first independence war. So thank you everybody. Our this chapter is over. I hope you liked this video, and for further new videos, please subscribe our channel.